Kay para atong hisgutan o kwaon gyud ang detalye aning usa ka balita nga adunay mga Indian investors. If I'm not mistaken, yung mo man ako nadungog, so munang ato i-clarify. Mga Indian investors mububo og investment sa Cagayan de Oro. So duha ka buk ang atong bisita, but so far ang nakauna karon og suod sa atong Zoom is the program director of Oro Best Innovation. Sige, so atong makauban karon si Ma'am Ket. Sakto ba ko pag-pronounce ani? Ma'am Ket Keha. Ma'am Ket, magandang umaga po. Good morning. Kasi maganda ito mga Indian investors yun. Tapos kuan ba kanang
ani siya, sir?
Unsa ba
ang kuan gid ani, sir, nag-una gini si Mr. Singh. He is the first secretary of the Embassy of Economic and Commerce, no? Embassy of India ni anhi siya dinhi together with one of his investors lugar ni anhi at sila sa chamber last month. And then nakita nato nga talagang they're really interested to expand businesses. In fact, there was a mention there na ang medicines bitaw sir kanang mga generic barato kay dito, pero dinhi sa atong maghal ba.
Barato.
So there's really a lot of opportunities to expand business, partnership lugar, no? And we're hoping ang ato ang manggod unta ni masunod din sa Cagayan, masunod sa Miss or whatever is nearest to us, no? Even for processing. So that's the push now of the Oro Chamber inviting investors.
Okay.
So daghan kay may tabo.
Daghan may tabo ba? Okay.
Nag-makeup pati ngali kadto lang
Ma'am Ket. Kini si Mr. Singh. Mr. Singh, no? Unsa iyang name?
Singh,
unsa ba
Mr. Nishikant Singh.
Oh, lisod man i-pronounce. Singh. Mr.
Nish,
Singh na lang.
Nish lang, Mr. Nish Singh naman among
Nish Singh. Unsa iyang kanani line of business? Pharmaceutical?
Ay, wala. Man ni siya, sir. First secretary. Mag-consul ko siya ba? Mag-part siya sa consular office.
Press secretary dito sa
First secretary, Economic and Commerce.
Okay.
Dayon, ang ilag yung ambassador to the Philippines, His Excellency Shambu Kumaran will be joining us online. So na-appeal yapon siya. So it's really daghan na sa tagi pang invite ani. Or daghan kin siya mga negosyante nga mga 6 ka buok will be presenting their 7 renewable energy, infrastructure, education and technology. Naghatag mo ko na si Sir Ray sa imo o kuan.
Naghatag siya karon na nga nakalingkod nako sa kong programa, nako naka-check sa kong email.
Ako i-check.
It's okay. Okay, Ma'am Ket, so kining Indian Roadshow that will happen kanus agaling ni siya, ma'am, o asa ni dapit mahitabo?
May 18, 2021, 3:30 PM. Actually, 2022. This is actually online, blended ni siya, sir. So, naami sa chamber, and then naapod tayo online. So, basically, online gini siya, sir.
Ang mga investors on May 18, moanhi sila sa Cagayan de Oro or online lang?
Duha lang yata, sir, ang moanhi sa Cagayan. Pero ang uban ani online gid sila, no? So, but we will have another one. So, nagtuyok gini sila in Mindanao. Tuyok din sila, I mean, they're really trying to look for investors gid sa sir. Murag pan gid sila sir ba? Mo establish gid sila og ilang mga businesses diri. So they went I think to Davao. They did the online road show sa Davao. And then karon ang next stop nila sa Cagayan. Karong 18 next week, Wednesday po.
Unsa may
sorry.
Wednesday.
Ako talaga ang ila bitang India time.
Oo.
Ang India ang difference day nato 3:30 our time and then 10:30 AM Manila time.
So unsa may program flow ani ma'am sa 18? Say
the usual preliminaries, and then then after that mag-present si Mayor Moreno on the opportunities for Metro CDO. So it's really a showing lugar nato on what we have here, no? So Cagayan de Oro, Miss Or, and then the ease of doing business ni Ma'am Eileen San Juan. So para makabalusab tong mga investors sa India, unsay mga kinanglanon when you invest in Cagayan. And then nagmag-present na dayon ang kaning kuan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 businesses
Wow.
sa ilahang mga interest and
Wow.
capabilities nila. So that's why mga 5-minute presentation, magsunod ni sila, sir.
Mm-mm.
So varied ni siya for agriculture, chemical, agro, construction. So daghan ni gipang invite sa among mga sectors to join kay. Interesting man. Apoy mga taga Manila ani sir mag-join in online. Kinahanglan say syempre atong mga ano na to, nag-signify na sila interest. Even other areas, no, kay we have already sorry, alas 8 pa kuno. So, alas 8 din magsugod.
Anyway, okay, okay lang Ma'am Ket. So, mag-present ang mga investors sa ilang mga various businesses. Unsa man ni Ma'am Ket?
Ilang capacity.
Iyo.
Ana siguro, so what they're looking for, maybe it's just partnership, something like that, diba? So, yan. Several ano siya. Murag daghan kaayo siya yung mga depende na siya because they're given. Hi sir, are you logging in now? Okay pa, we're online already. Thank you. I'll see you.
Okay, kaning mga investors nga interesado or nag-signify interest nga mag-invest sa CDO, done deal na ba ni Ma'am Ket or
not yet, sir.
on process pa, on process pa? We
Process.
need to convince them pa.
This is just a roadshow, sir. This is just a roadshow, meaning
Okay.
to say, mura sa taga tanaw sa salida ba?
No.
Parang trailer.
Oo, murag.
Hi, sir Ray. Good morning.
Hello sir, good morning. Nakaroon sa atong makauban si Sir Ray Talimio, ang president sa Oro Chamber of Commerce. Sulod na ba si Sir Ray?
Yes po.
Nara si Sir Ray, oh. Hi sir, magandang umaga po. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, RT. Good morning, Ket.
Okay.
Good morning po.
So, ang magiging setup nito parang ginabaligya nato ang atong city sa ani nga mga investors nga diri mo pag-invest sa Cagayan de Oro. Igon na ba ang setup? Sir, ma'am? Ganun ba mangyayari? Parang ganun?
Sorry.
Sir Ray?
Yeah, basically, strong RD. The Japan is interested to invest to invest here in the Philippines and particularly here in northern Mindanao. So they're trying to promote certain sectors, of course, of India, and we will see if there will be takers from the Cagayan de Oro and northern Mindanao for that matter. That's why we are inviting as many interested parties. Kasi meron doon sa program nila, meron doong mga sectors where they will promote their businesses.
Okay. So, if mangyaring maging successful and maging interesado yung mga investors na mag-invest dito sa Cagayan de Oro, so ang mangyayari po dito, magtatayo sila ng kanila mga manufacturing companies ba o mga kumpanya, si Ray, parang ganun ang mangyayari po.
Well, that's one thing that could happen, or they can even supply, or they will look for distributors of their products. So not necessarily they will put up their manufacturing plants, although earlier it was indicated by the first ambassador of India to the Philippines, Mr. Singh, that one of the areas they would like to venture into is the putting up of a fertilizer manufacturing plant here in the Philippines. That will be the first, if ever. And of course, they would like to have the presence of India here in northern Mindanao, because they're known in the Philippines or elsewhere as 5-6 na mga business.
Kasi kapag
put some balance.
Kasi kapag ka Indian kasi atong mahuna-hunaan kay maningil nga magmotor ba motor.
Yes sir RD. Ganun yan. Also I think India is very strong in the innovation sector, no? Grabe kay silang mga innovation. In fact, si Mr. Singh was also showing us when he was here last month na unsay mga developments sa ilahang mga sa agriculture, even that, di ba sir, Ray, portable dryer, something like that. So, morning silang I mentioned earlier, there will be eight sectors in businesses who will be presenting. So tsada ni siya nga mga platform nga atong tan-awon nga kani sila mamati ta.
Kini ba itong activity sa May 18, is this open to everybody nga mo witness sa roadshow or limited slots lang? Nalay mga identified nga sector or grupo nga pwedeng mo saksi or mo witness sa event diya sa inyong opisina?
We encourage as many, no? Kasi sabi ko nga, there are 8 sectors. So if there will be as many interested businessmen or prospective investors for the different 8 sectors, then they are all welcome. No? Walang limit.
Kasi blended ito, Sir RD. It's
Okay.
blended. So, of course, we will be having Mr. Singh in the chamber, but to answer questions, no. Pero di ba, Sir Ray, this is actually more of a online roadshow.
Okay, if magiging successful ito, Sir Ray, Ma'am Ket, at may mga makukuha tayo mga investors din na gusto makipag-partner sa ating mga Indian investors, ano ang magiging magiging impact ng ating economy dito sa Cagayan de Oro City po?
Well, of course, no. For the last 3 years, we although there was an increase in investments here in the Philippines in Cagayan de Oro, but basically they are local. So what we want sana is foreign investors, and we are happy that with the revised Foreign Investment Act, which was signed recently by President Duterte, it will attract more investors. Not for the whole Philippines, but we are specifically concerned about Northern Mindanao and Cagayan de Oro or Misamis Oriental.
Sir Ray, ang tanong po kasi ng iba, ang panguntahan na kay giabot ning mga Indian investors na humana ang eleksyon. There will be new set of officers. The fact is, Cagayan de Oro City will have its new set of officers, new mayor, and new vice mayor, new congressman. Dili ka ni di ba, by July, si Mayor Oscar Moreno, wala na, di ba? Aalis na dyan sa pagka-mayor niya, papalitan na ni Mayor Clarix. Ano ba, may guarantee na ba na just in case may mga investors talagang interesadong mag-put up ng business sa Cagayan de Oro, itutuloy ito sa bagong set of officers natin sa Cagayan de Oro City po?
Fortunately, no, this is even a welcome move because with the new administration, merong new trust. And I think one of the areas of focus of incoming Mayor Clarix is the economic recovery.
Okay.
Yung kanyang RISE program, kanyang platform of government, ang acronym nun is RISE. Si Ket will explain it siguro. But the E there in the RISE is the economic recovery. Yes, Ket, she's more familiar with the platform of Mayor Clarix.
Ay, gano'n? Sige, sige daw, Ma'am Be. Sige, makinig kami.
Makinig. Uy, bakit, Sir Ardy?
Maminaw.
Diba? Dili bitaw because ang isa sa trust po ni Chamber ever since the pandemic started, from the reopening to now the recovery, no? So, mo ni siya, Chamber is very strong now, no, Sir RD, no, strong in promoting economic recovery, and we're very happy, as according to survey, we're very happy that economic recovery, which is the letter E of RISE CDO, yun yung economic recovery. So we are with the local government in coming up and in joining them, you know, as we plan and implement all these economic recovery initiatives, no. So thankful ta ana, and Sir Ray is also in one of the trust, no, mo gina siya magsige gini sila og kay kamo under the leadership of Sir Ray, no. It's really economic recovery. If you notice, ako na lang gud ni siyang i-advance, Sir Ray, no. We have a lot of activities for economic recovery. So makita nato na atay mga conventions, the Mindanao Food Congress this coming November. Naasab tayo mga exhibit with the Oro Best, amo nang i-back-to-back na siya. We have a lot of activities that will also bring in promotions as well as movement of people people and resources and investments in the coming months. So, expected that nimo Sir RD, no, magbalik ni Sir Ray from time to time sa imo ang station to invite you and to really work on this economic recovery initiative.
We are happy to see po, Ma'am Ket, Sir Ray, na ang kuan ba, ang init sa Oro Chamber of Commerce ba, tuloy-tuloy gihapon, sir, ma'am, taliwala lugar sa pandemic, nakita namo na you are really working not only for your organization or for yourself, but the entire city po na makarecover. Salamat in advance. Thank you.
RD, the Oro Chamber is really playing its role as the voice of business in Northern Mindanao, not only in Cagayan de Oro, because of course the business influence can reach for the whole of Northern Mindanao, no? Kasi merong mga interlocking na mga businesses, not only in Cagayan de Oro, but the whole province and the whole region of Northern Mindanao. And aside from the India Business Roadshow in Cagayan de Oro on Wednesday next week, we will also have another one, the second Northern Mindanao Business Conference that will happen on July 15. This is with again with the Italian Chamber of Commerce and the European Chamber.
Wow.
So even before the Mindanao Food Congress in October, we will still call on you for the July 15 event, and this again is the Northern Mindanao Business Conference. This one is very big also in terms of upcoming activities namin, no? Like say, if I may explain na lang din siguro, Strong RD, no?
Opo.
We are planning to put up yung 3 Cs Museum. The Cs there refer to coffee, cacao, and cashew nuts. So that will be a very big project. Hopefully will be funded by the Italian Chamber and the European Union. And nasa stage pa kami ngayon ng concept paper. We have submitted it already to the Italian Chamber. Hopefully, they will fund the project feasibility study, and we can already start the project. This will help the coffee, the cacao, and the cashew nuts industries, not only in Cagayan de Oro, but the whole Northern Mindanao. We will be competing in terms of cacao production sa Davao, no? And of course, coffee is available here in Cagayan and in Northern Mindanao with Nestle as a major factory here. So coffee is really available. And of course, we would like to resuscitate the cashew nuts business here in the in Cagayan de Oro and Northern Mindanao.
Okay. Sir Ray, gusto ko lang itong itanong. Gusto na ko ipangutana. Ang Oro Chamber of Commerce ba, since you have been inviting investors in Cagayan de Oro City, and definitely if they will invest in Cagayan de Oro, it will generate jobs sa atong mga Cagayanons. Naba mo'y target ang inyong organization nga by 2022 mao ni mga number of jobs that must be generated this year for the people of Cagayan de Oro?
On the part of Oro Chamber,
yes po.
Really good siya is specific, no? But of course, we work hand in hand with Dole, with NEDA, and they provide us with the information. And we are happy that during the RTW public hearing in Grand Caprice last when was that?
Thursday.
May 11. May 11 yun eh. Oh, May 11.
Yeah, we were happy with the report of NEDA Regional Director Myla Faye Carino that we are ahead of the pack, no, of all the regions. Region 10, specifically Region 10, is on the number 2 spot in terms of achievements. And in terms of employment, underemployment, malaki yung impact nung ng mga performance nung sa Northern Mindanao area. So generally speaking, we are able really to help a lot boost the economy of Northern Mindanao, and we see the improvement in the data provided by the Philippine Statistical Authority and the NEDA, and of course the DOLE. So we are happy with the figures, and we are proud that we are in the forefront on the part of the private sector or the business sector here in Northern Mindanao and in Cagayan de Oro City. But kung specific studies, we don't do it, but of course we just use the data available from the government.
RD,
Yes po, yes po.
Can I add to what Sir Ray has mentioned? I'll
Sige po.
give you one specific example how we push for job generation, no, and increase in income of our MSMEs, particularly, no.
Yes.
The Oro Chamber has a project, a program which is Oro Best Innovation Program, and one of those things is really to improve the processes and the products and the business processes and services of our member chamber, or even outside the chamber, no. Kahit na hindi sila member, we are open, we're inclusive. There's one member who nag-innovate siya, nag-adapt siya sa technology sa USTP, upat ni kabuok nga ready-to-eat meals. In fact, nag-close gani siya for a while because of the pandemic. Ang iyang baligya is pastillas de leche. And through our interventions and our collaboration with DOST, DTI, mani ang mga partners, no, naka-adapt siya, and then USTP naka-adapt siya, upat ka technology, and then isa dayon sa national DOST FNRI. Nagsugod siya, no, from 7 nga iyang employees, nagsugod siya sa iyang planta, funded partly, no, by also our government institutions and some banks. Best Friend Goodies Corporation, nakasugod siya og isa ka manufacturing mini plant to produce ready-to-eat meals for the learners of certain districts in Caraga and Region 10. From 7 to 100 na karon ng iyang industry, iyang number of people in that area. So can you just imagine if we have that kind of enthusiasm from the Oro Chamber, putting productivity, no, i-increase nimo ang productivity, i-innovate nimo ang mga businesses para mas mudaghan, no, maka-employo siya daghan, mas-sustain niyang negosyo even during this pandemic. That's just one example nga gaingno namo karon na chamber is really pushing for this. Sometimes we're just quiet, no? And then we would like, also another thing, that we would also like to formalize the non-formal businesses. So we are also going there to the katong mga informal kay mga business, we would like to teach them also sa unsaon ang corporate governance, no? Unsaon ni siya magpadagan sa negosyo, no? Isa na sa mga trust sa chamber na hopefully, no, kaning mga negosyante nga naapod sila ilang community, no, ang mga gagmay, no, na dili pud sila nato maano, no, but these are really handled by DTI, but when they will be alone, asa man ni sila nimo ipamutang. So that is one of those, taas pa ni siya nga hisgutanan, taas pa ni nga proseso, but that's how chamber is right now. We're improving, we're innovating, we are now engaging how to really push for this more job to generate during especially during these times of challenging times.
Sa imong giingon, Ma'am Ket, ambot lang kung sakto ba ako sa akong nasabtan, naabay usa sa mga plano ang Oro Chamber nga mo go down gyud didto sa mo guerrilla gyud didto sa down to the barangay level to teach the people in the barangay about entrepreneurship? Parang ganun ba? May mga ganun bang mga...
Sir Ray, to answer that one, Sir
yes
RD.
po, oo. Kasi, marami kasi, daghan man god mga tao na dili kayo more into business,
Yeah.
diba? Oo, mahila lang, makatrabaho, makasweldo, ganun. Pero kung imong naon man god, patsada kung daghan pod mga entrepreneurs kay mo generate og jobs, makatabang pod for economic recovery. Naana ba na sa inyong kalendar ang munaog na gid mo didto sa barangay to teach these people about entrepreneurship, Sir Ray?
RD, let's look at it this way, no?
Yes po.
The chamber is a conduit nung itong mga government agencies that promote program on, for example, entrepreneurship, like, for example, the DTI. They have the Go Negosyo now project, the program. This one is teaching mga aspiring or mga new entrepreneurs or the MSMEs sa how to do proper business. So marami silang modules teaching them, and nagiging conduit kami in some ways kasi, like for example, kami nagpa-partner kami with them, and we help promote, for example, their businesses. So pagka na-form na yung business, na-organize na yung business, we come in so many ways, no? Kasi we are tapped by DTI, we are tapped by DOST, we are tapped by USTP, itong mga government na mga institutions promoting entrepreneurship, promoting economic recovery. So, but meron din kaming mga sariling program, like say for example, pag may existing businesses, we promote, we help them in yung leveling up, no? That will be explained further by Ket, no? And then yung innovation, how to improve their businesses. So, but kung sabihin mo, we will plan to target to go to the deepest barangays, hindi ganun ang trajectory ng programs namin.
Okay.
But kung covered sila, nandoon sila sa area, eventually ma-address din yung question mo na, like for example, in the case of that yung best friend goodies, ang kanyang location ngayon pala is Kanituan. So Kanituan is a barangay na medyo layo-layo siya, dili yun ordinarily you don't go there to do business or to enjoy. Meron lang doong isang parang hotel ba yun, or it's a area owned by the couple Jerry and si Kuwa, no, Lolit Kuwa. So yun siguro, but basically you don't go there to like say mag-mall ka, wala namang mall doon, but because of the business that has been helped greatly by Oro Chamber, so magkaroon ngayon ng doon, like say some of the employees will relocate there, so magkaroon ng economic activity. So the indirectly marami kaming if magaganda yung effects nung programs namin, but kung sabihin mo na yung talagang direct na addressing yung rural barangays, incidental lang yun siya. Kent will add more on the yung sa
in fact, last year there was this barangay economic enterprise that was passed sa council. The chamber has also been tapped. Pero syempre nag-election na, so medyo na-freeze siya. So we are, sakto ingon ni Sir Ray, we don't have much of that but we have full of human resource. Matap ninyo ang mga as mentors, as coach, no, kaning mga member chambers, no. And that's where we will come in to partner with, I mentioned naman ni Sir Ray, to partner with the national government agencies or the local government agencies, no. So as long as naana siya nga partnership, it works better, no. Better magina siya, Sir RD, no. Kanang nagitay collaboration. It's always best to work with partners, no. It's kasi dili man nato na hawak tanan. We're here, no, to really collaborate, and I think it's for small things we can only do so much, but when we do collaborate, we can actually change maybe the community, no, or even the city, or even the world, if we really work together. So yun ang natin na we chamber is always in collaboration with our partners in the local community.
Okay, gusto lang ako ni pangutana, Ma'am Ket, Sir Ray, importante na maayo ang working relationship and collaboration, partnership. Okay, diri sa atong local government unit sa Cagayan de Oro City, kung ang Oro Chamber of Commerce ang pabuton, na ba mo'y untay gusto ninyo nga maoy mo gunit kayo na may mga changes karon sa chairmanship sa committee, kay bagong administrasyon, bagong mayor, bagong vice mayor, nga you think no nga maka-work ninyo maayo ang inyong working relationship diri sa committee sa Trade and Commerce, sir, ma'am?
As I explained to you,
Naka-smile si Ma'am Ket, smile si Ma'am Ket.
The Oro Chamber can work with anybody,
With anybody.
With anybody.
Who may be put there as committee chair.
But I think na maging mag-qualify, sir, among the 18 na maging medyo mo fit, di ba, sa committee.
Of course, kung ma-retain ni Kagawad George Booking, that's really a welcome development, no? But of course, it all depends on the consensus of the new group. But of course, they still retain the majority. So most likely, he will get it. But granting, for example, it will be given to another one, like say, Kagawad Aya Nakaya, then I don't see any problem siguro. Or with anybody, kasi we will be, kumbaga, ang importante doon is ma-recognize ng committee chair the importance or the relevance of working harmoniously with the Oro Chamber. Kasi
yes.
the Oro Chamber naman is not competing with them. We are complementing whatever plans and programs of the LAPO or the Oro TIPC or whatever economic programs of the incoming administration will be. So we will be working hand in hand with them. Now, if they will make it difficult for us, we will surely find it also difficult. But of course, we don't see it coming for the next administration because he already gave some statement in advance that he will be working with Oro Chamber insofar as economic recovery or anything about business. He will defer to the opinion of the Oro Chamber and the business sector for that matter.
Ma'am Ket, gusto ka mo dugang?
Sinabi na ng principal namin, ng principal ko, si Sir Ray. It's, Chamber is apolitical and we always work with anybody because that's how it is. No? So Chamber will just recommend some policies which would be, maybe we can review. And in fact, diba, Sir Ray, we have been invited to review also the tax code 2000.
Ayun, tax code.
We're actually collaborating with kahit last year pa we started it na, pero this time ipa-continue, itapusin na talaga natin yung review. So that's how the Oro Chamber and the other chambers also, because other chambers, Chinese chambers also in the are also part of this process, no. So yes, we are happy that there's a continuance of the collaboration. So yun, Sir RD, naman kami. We're okay to work with anybody. Wala kaming problema dyan.
Okay po. Okay, last few questions na lang po before we invite, once again, mga investors and people in Cagayan de Oro sa Indian Roadshow on May 18. Si Ray, na-mention nyo kanina, katong RTWPB last May 11. So, kumusta yon? Kumusta to siya, sir? Unsay nag-meet halfway ba ang labor sector and ang management sector sa public hearing atong May 18 with the RTWPB, sir?
The public hearing is the last stage of the consultation process. So earlier, they had a series of consultations with the different three provinces within the region. And that public hearing is the final one. It's a consolidated hearing for all the provinces in Region 10. And the deliberation of the RTWPB will all depend on the data provided by PSA, by NEDA, and of course the position paper of the ALU TUCP, the Oro Chamber, the Ozamis Chamber of Commerce, and other chambers of commerce within the region. So I think they will deliberate based on the data provided. And for example, one thing they have to address is, of course, the inflation. So based on the historical performance of the RTWPB, they look also at the inflation rate to be one area where they can put consider the increase. Like in the case of Cagayan de Oro, for example, the inflation rate will round it off to, for example, to about 4 or 5%. So that will redound to about mga 16 pesos. So even if, for example, the Chamber of Commerce proposed 35 pesos, if they will look at the data available and they will decide, like say 16 or 20 pesos lang, just to cover the inflationary effect or the lost purchasing power of peso, then that would be their call.
Okay.
Because the composition of the RTWPP, kung tignan mo, it's really DOLE, the NEDA, and the other government agencies that deal directly with the people on a daily basis. So we leave it up to them. And kung historically tignan mo, the highest they gave in the past was 27 pesos. In Davao City, in 2018, they gave 50 pesos. But we don't see 100, we don't see 400 in the past. Walang ganon. No?
Okay. So, if 16 pesos per day, 20 pesos, that's lower than 35. Pero papaano po, Ma'am Ket, si Ray, if it's more than you petition or you propose like 35 pesos, what if magiging ang result? Kasi sabi ni Director Gutib, by May 27, naana yata'y resolution ang RTWPB about the wage hike. So what if kung mas taas sa 35 pesos, I should say magiging 100 beyond? Ano po ang reaction niyo dyan sa Chamber of Commerce po?
Ako naman, confident ako it will not reach that much. Kasi kung ano lang, no, during my presentation doon, sabi ko kung if only the government agencies like the PSA, the DA, the NEDA, the DOLE will just talk and really see the condition, meron silang pinakita sa amin na tinatawag natin na poverty threshold. Doon sa poverty threshold, ang lumalabas doon na minimum wage is about 458. So kung sabihin mo the RTWPB will insist na henceforth the poverty threshold will be the basis for the wage adjustment, then from 365 that will become 458. That will still be almost 100, but definitely it will not be more than 100. But sabi ko nga historically hindi ganun yung kanilang performance. Kasi nga for me, for the Oro Chamber, the obligation should not all be transferred or given to the employer. Dapat just like in other countries, meron talagang subsidy ang government. Kung halimbawa they will adopt the poverty threshold as the basis for the minimum wage, then they should introduce also some reforms or some package na hindi lahat ng burden they will pass on to the business sector. Otherwise, kawawa yung business sector, di ba? Like for example, they can make programs like on subsidy. For example, in terms of number of children, kung halimbawa ang anak is more than one, so the government can have subsidy para ma-realign nila yung kanilang 4Ps, ma-realign nila yung mga ayuda-ayuda, doon na lang nila i-focus sa minimum wage, di ba? Para hindi lahat ng burden ibigay nila sa employer. Tama. Because remember, RD, that any amount that the RTWPB will mandate as the additional wage will not, in totality, it will not be, the effective amount will not be that much. Kung sabihin nila 50 pesos, that won't be 50 pesos per se. It will be mga more than 100 because you have to consider the SSS PhilHealth Pag-ibig contribution, the 13th month pay, the overtime pay, lahat, di ba? You have to consider. So in effect, whatever wage increase they will enact will not really be the effective rate, the effective amount will still be higher. I hope they will align itong kanilang mga data, yung kanilang actions, na hindi lang sabihin nila na for a family of 5 dapat ganito ang poverty threshold ito, dapat ganyan. They should address it. Yun yung concern namin. Pero when they address it, they should not pass the burden everything to the business sector, to the employer. Dapat meron din silang they will have some take on the package.
Baka may gusto pang idagdag si Ma'am Ket.
Ang sinabi na ni Sir Ray, yun naman talaga ang essence ng when there's consultation. So I hope that the board will see yung plight din natin, no? Imagine mo, sir, pagtataas talaga yung ating sweldo. Saan namin kukunin yung magti-20,000 yung isang tao
Walang
lang,
benta.
no?
Tapos walang benta.
You know what, sir? The point here is it will be translated to increase in product, increase in the services. So, ang alaot ani kitang tanan katong tao kasi ipasa man yan natin doon saan natin ipapasa, di ba? Pasa natin, i-increase natin yung pumamaligya ta, increase man nato na ang produkto. Di ba? It's not just if we increase this yun nga sabi ko, this will translate to something else which we will have more people who cannot afford some things in the event na taas kayo nag-increase. I hope that they will. I agree with Sir Ray. Government will have a take on how to also take part of this. May concern ang isa ka empleyado. So maybe mga kato ayuda kay grabe, family of 5, so pasalduhan na natin isang tao pero we're thinking of the family of 4 plus 5, ganun ba, di ba? So it's a hard naman. I'm sure we are pretty sure that the board will approve what is really pinopose natin sa mga chambers.
Yun nga kay nag-ingon ng I've heard from the labor sector na history speaks for itself na RTWPB always favors the management side, okay? Kung unsa toy gi-propose sa management, mo'y kasagara katuman dili tong petition sa labor sector. So ako lang gustong pangayoon ang inyong opinion and comment ani. Congressman Raymond Mendoza of Trade Union Congress of the Philippines nag-ingon nga kung ingon ani permanente basin maghimo na lang yung balaod ang Congress nga i-standardize na lang yun ang sweldo sa tibuok Pilipinas para wala day choice ang tanan ng mga employers. Any comment on this, ma'am, sir?
Sir Ray, ikaw na mag-comment, ma'am.
Actually, that is actually possible naman, yung across the board na yung legislation sa Congress. That is their call.
Okay.
Kung halimbawa at the level of Congress, si Congressman Mendoza will champion it, and then ang counterpart niya based on the election na mga campaign promises si Chis Escudero also
yun oo nga si Chis
he also agreed na across the board legislation. Wala namang problema niyan kasi if that is their thinking, meron naman talagang basis niya, no? Meron talaga silang dapat na gagawin na mga doon sa balaod, no? Kasi ang sa atin doon is they cannot just legislate without legal basis, without the really na scientific na basis, kasi ang nangyari doon sa government na mga employees like the military, the police, the teachers. Ganun ang ginawa, no?
Yes po.
You know, the government has the salary standardization program. Tapos 3 years, 5 years yung program. Talagang na-address yung
increase.
Yung problema ng sa government in terms of salary. Ang mga nurses nga ngayon, yan yung dapat na next nila na ma-address, no? Yung nasa public health na mga workers. But sa private sector, it's really difficult kung across the board ang legislation. Kasi nga, there are a lot of factors. Like for example, if they will do that, dapat naka-attach yan doon sa taxation. Like for example, they will have to make more incentives in terms of taxation. I-tier nila as many. Tapos doon sa mga anak, siguro kailangan yung 4Ps i-realign nga. Tapos doon sa mga benefits, dapat i-quantify nila yon na magiging not only deductible doon in terms of sa mga businesses, but they will be given more incentives. So in the process, along the way, there will be losses on the part of the revenues of the government that they have to support, they have to defend. Otherwise, dili gyud mulusot ang balaod.
Okay.
Definitely, they will find it very hard to push for the passage. So, I challenge the Congressman de Mendoza, if he can get the numbers doon sa Congress, then pwede nilang umpisahan yan. But I don't see it will prosper. And sa Senate din, I don't see with Pia Cayetano around. Maglisod yun sila with Angara around. Maglisod sila if they cannot defend the figures they will propose. But of course, there should be an appreciation on the work of the NEDA, PSA. Sabi ko nga, look at the poverty threshold. I-review nila yon. Of course, we trust na tinood yun itong ilang data. Maugid na siya. So, dito siguro sila magsugod. How will they address it, di ba? In terms of kung MSME ka, may anak ka. So, wala ka ng taxes na babayaran o baka 500 pesos lang, then go na. Mga ganong bagay, pwede talaga nila ma-address yung minimum wage, di ba? Pero kung sabihin mo, they will let the business find ways to resolve kung ano yung i-legislate nila, it's really a turmoil, and we will not increase, we will not expect economic growth. Kaya marami talagang magsara. Although, yung sinasabing magsara, marami nagsabi magsara kami pero hindi pa rin nagsara. Pero actually, masabot nila na they will go underground. So, meron na silang mga strategies. So, yun yung mangyayari. So, there will still be some effect sa economy natin.
Sakto ka ako sa akong analysis. Dili pwede ipareho ang standardization rate sa gobyerno o sa private. Kaya ang gobyerno manggod, kung short silang budget, anytime pwede mo silang mangutang, di ba? Para maoy mo tapal adtong deficit because of the salary increase. Unya, ang magbayad kay dili man ang mga politiko ba ang mubayad. Unlike sa business sector, kung mangutang mo, kamo may mubayad mga tag-iya sa negosyo. Sakto ba?
Yeah. True, sir. You're right.
Yeah, ano?
Sakto sabi ni Sir kanina, Sir.
Sa
private sector, iba. For government employees, pwede mas standardize. Ni Sir kanina.
Ang sa ang sa government kasi, regardless whether the government achieves its target, the salary will not be affected. Kasi na-fix na yan, naka-program na yan as under personnel services for the whole year. In fact, as early as July, August, after the opening of Congress, mag-submit na sila ng kanilang 2023 budget. So whether they will achieve the target or not, padayon ang ilang sweldo. Whereas sa private sector, it will all depend on the income, on the sales, on the receipts of the business. So, kung nakaproject na yan ang sweldo and then bumagsak yung kanilang receipts, sales, and income, the impact will be on the succeeding months in the following year. Like for 2022, if they won't achieve the targeted sales, 2023 mag-suffer. In what way? Magbawas sila ng employee, mag-retrench, mag-downgrade sila ng kanilang mga employees. Instead na sabihin nila, baka pwede yung iba work from home, tapos half the salary. Sana mga ganong scheme na lang. So, yun yung disadvantage ng private sector. Whereas kung sa government, kunin lang man yan nila doon sa mag-realign lang yan sila ng budget, then that's it, di ba? So that's really the difference. That's why it is important that the government should really address meron talaga silang safeguards na ibigay if they will promulgate a new wage. Dapat meron talaga. Pwedeng i-program nila for the next 3 years. Hindi pwedeng gawin nila diretso. Like if you're saying 35 pesos, they can say, okay, for the first year, we will have 15 pesos. On the next year, we'll have 20 pesos or 10. Pwedeng ganun. It's really up to them. Kasi nga, ang impact, they should also consider. And pwedeng ganun ang gawin nila. It's really up to them. No? We leave it up to them. Although we have the management representative doon sa RTWPB in the person of Bobby Sebastian, but limited lang talaga. He's just one vote. And I hope he will also push for kung ano talaga yun sa management. So the final decision will really be final na. No? So if the board says it's 100 pesos, wala tayong magawa doon, RD, no? Kasi that's the final decision.
Okay. Last question na lang po because we're running out of time. Basahon lang ako ni sir, ma'am, ang kining message din a question from Obsina Argayoso Lori. Sabi niya, Sir RD, please ask them if it is good to change to a per hour salary instead of monthly until one reaches supervisory level. Example, 50 pesos per hour. Each province to decide their hourly rates. Then we will have competition per province to attract labor.
That can be done, no? Pwede yan siya kung, for example, yung...
Parang US, per hour.
Si Congressman Mendoza, instead of across-the-board legislation, pwedeng i-consider niya yan, but it will really take time. Kailangan meron talagang thorough study niyan. Kasi kung i-pattern natin yan sa US, di ba?
US
just
pattern.
like...
per hour.
Oo, like sa private... sa sector nila doon, di ba? Even sa in terms of number of hours, like say kung ako employee ako sa US, I don't know if it's really true get number. Kung 40 hours yun, if I can do it in 3 days.
3 days, yes sir. Totoo yan.
It's allowed, no?
It is 40 hours a week.
Ngayon, meron akong extra time either for my family or for my other business or other siguro my business. So if that can be introduced here by way of legislation lang din, yun siguro mas ma-appreciate siguro yun kaysa for the congressmen and the senators will just say na across the board, di ba? Dapat meron talagang sense. Meron sanang hindi yung just for the sake of promising lang na meron sanang value. Kung sabihin nila, they will allow flexible working time na pwede akong mag-start ng 7 a.m. and then I end at 7 p.m. Mga ganong bagay, malaking bagay yun because in terms of transportation expense, makasave yung mga employees somehow. And then in terms of mga pagkain, makasave din sila. So there are a lot of factors that the government can consider. So the legislators can look at para makita nila na pwede palang ganun, pwede palang ganito, and they will address that minimum wage issue.
Okay.
I agree.
Yes po.
Totoo yan, sir. I'll just give you one brief example.
Sige
A friend
po.
of mine, a nurse in the States, 40 hours a week sila, di ba? So, in 1 week, 3 days lang siya kung man na iyang trabaho. So, because she has like 5 children. So, nahanap po siya another job, which is so very, very convenient. And I think, as what Sir Reyes mentioned, this is some consideration siguro, no? And I'm sure that productivity naman will not be affected, diba? So on this type of kind of computation or even longer hours in the workplace.
Sige, i-text ko si Congressman Mendoza. Oh, yeah. Instead of across the board, ito na lang hourly rate. Sir, ito suggestion ng Oro Chamber of Commerce.
Si Congressman Mendoza, you can talk to si Congressman Rufus.
Ayun, ba? Oo nga. Pwede rin
for Lordan Swan, Bambi Emano, and of course sino pa ba yung isa, si Christian Onabia. Pwedeng tayo ang mag-spearhead from the Northern Mindanao. We will help sa chamber, we will provide data, study. That can be done.
Sige,
Gustuhin nila.
Sige, tawagan ko sila. Tawagan ko after this.
Yung local natin, sir, tawagan mo to champion this.
Para sikat ang distrito natin. Either Rufus, Unabia, or Lordan Swan, or Imano,
yes. Yung Miss Or CDO.
Yun, one Miss Or. Parang hindi yata matupad. Sir, wala na tayong oras ba? Lami pa kayo mag-istorya, daghan. Wala naman tayong oras. Then again, please invite all the people in Cagayan de Oro and Misamis Oriental and everybody nga naminaw karon o gitanaw sa atong FB about this Indian Roadshow on May 18, sir, and your message to the people. Sige po, go ahead po, ma'am, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Strong RD. You know, this opportunity does not come very often. So I would like to invite as many businessmen, as many investors, as many people here in Cagayan de Oro, in Misamis Oriental, and Northern Mindanao to join and participate in the upcoming India Business Roadshow in Cagayan de Oro on May 18 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is a hybrid event, but basically virtual lang talaga, no? You can invite also friends na pwede ding mag-campaign doon sa mga sectors, sa mga businesses, like say pertaining to mga chemicals, agribusiness, agrochemical, construction, IT, education, and of course, infrastructure and renewable technology. So, lahat ng areas also almost covered. So, those who would have some interest or some curiosity, you can join the roadshow. This is for free, and we will give you the link. We will post this in the social media, and we will give this to the link to Strong Radio as one of our media partners for this event.
Okay po. Ma'am Ket?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, RD, for the invitation. And if you other questions, other information, you can visit our website at orochamber.org. And you can also, this is also posted naman sa ating FB, no? So, Oro Chamber. So, thank you. Salamat kaayo sa opportunity. And hope to see you, RD.
Yes po.
Wednesday.
Yes po. See you. Sige. Thank you so much, Program Director for Oro Best Innovation, Ma'am Ket Keha, and President of Oro Chamber of Commerce, Ray Talimio. Sir, salamat, ma'am. Thank you so much and God bless. Ingat po kayo. Thank you so much.
Morning.